I drew Chicken Jockey, I drew Steve. Today it's time to draw this Enderman. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working on a new piece using my favorite paint markers. And I'm going to be taking this Enderman and splitting him up into 4 equal quadrants. I have been experimenting with mixing styles lately, so I thought I'd bring you along while I draw and also talk a bit about how I've been turning my art into merch using Printful. If you have ever wanted to wear your own art or sell it to others, like hoodies, prints, tote bags, whatever it may be, this is the exact process I'm using. So for this piece, I'm starting with a rough sketch and a Enderman in 4 different Marvel superheroes. And obviously, first things first, I had to do Deadpool. I love how vibrant these markers are, which works really well when I try to digitalize the final image. And speaking of that, once my piece is done, I might take this drawing over to Procreate or Photoshop to make it digital and send it over to Printful. If you haven't heard of them, Printful is a print-on-demand platform where you can upload your designs, choose products like shirts, posters, hoodies, and they'll print and ship it for you. No inventory, no boxes in your closet, just straight to your customers. For this one, I'm imagining it as a print and maybe a limited run-on t-shirt. I've done a few test orders through Printful just to see the quality, and honestly, I was very impressed. The colors match super well with my original art, especially on the fine art paper prints and the premium tees. One thing I've learned is to always double check how your artwork crops on the product preview. Printful's mockup generator makes this super easy. I spend a lot of time just tweaking placement and making sure it feels right on the item. And pro tip, if you're doing line work heavy pieces like I do sometimes, stick to higher contrast designs. They pop way better on apparel. But let's move on to part 2 in today's video. Since I did finish that Deadpool, it's time to move on to Captain America. Part of why I started doing merch wasn't just to make money. Even though it helps, it was because people kept asking if they could own a piece of art, and I love that. It's like the art lives on beyond just being a drawing on a paper. With Printful, I can focus on creating and not stress about shipping, packaging, or holding inventory. It's all automated. Someone orders a hoodie with my art, boom, Printful prints it and ships it. I get a notification and the person gets their item in a few days later. If you've been on the fence about putting your work out there like that, just start small. One design, one product. That's literally how I started. I want to personally show you guys the first merch that I ever designed. And let me tell you, it wasn't the best, but I had a blast doing it, and I honestly would love to do merch like this again. So let me know in the comments if you want me to design merch like this. My first designs were for style merch. So I had the original drawing in the front of one of the styles I chose. And then I had all 4 styles in the back. So I have Eric Cartman as Jason, Ghostface, the Joker, and also Chucky. And then whatever character you wanted to be in the front, it would have been there. So if you wanted Ghostface, he would have been right here in the front. But I got the Jason one because obviously that was the coolest. I'm just kidding. But now I am designing merch to make a brand for myself. This orangutan is my character that I made. His name is Morangutan because my last name is Morain. So while I finish up the details here, adding the highlights and maybe some textures, I'm already thinking of how this would look as a poster. I might even do a small sticker set with close-up sections of the art. And that's the cool part, you are not limited. Once you have your artwork digitalized, you can turn it into anything. And Printful integrates with online shops like Etsy or Shopify, so people can find your stuff easily. You know, something that surprised me when I first started making merch was how much it actually helped me see my art differently. Like, when you start imagining your work on a hoodie, or on a tote bag, or even a phone case, you start designing with a whole new perspective. I catch myself now thinking, would this layout look better square or vertical? Could I make this design into a pattern? It pushes you to grow a little bit as a designer too, not just an artist. Also, real talk, seeing someone wear your art in real life, wild, it hits totally different. I had a friend post a selfie wearing a shirt I designed, and it low-key made my whole week. Stuff like that reminds you why you do this. But I want to tell you guys, I am now doing Wolverine in a Minecraft style. Honestly, this one was probably my favorite in today's video, and you probably didn't even need me to tell you who I'm drawing because it's so obvious, but I couldn't do Deadpool and then not do Wolverine, you know what I mean? One thing I started doing is planning series of drawings. So instead of just one-off pieces, I think about collections, like the 4 style collection. Who knows, one day maybe I'll put this on a shirt. But then there's other ideas too, like making your brand, like my Morain. I have a collection I want to make of just hands. I know that sounds weird, but look at these designs I've made. But if I did something like this could work for matching prints, stickers, and they'll look so good because they match the same color palette. And it makes your shop look more cohesive, and it gives people more reason to grab multiple pieces. With Printful, it's super easy to test that out. You don't have to commit to buying 100 shirts or anything. Just upload the art, see how it looks on the mockups, and if people vibe with it, cool. If not, tweak it, pivot, experiment. That freedom is what kept me going. No pressure, just art and learning. But let's move on to part 4 in today's series. And I chose Spider-Man for this, and you will never guess what suit I'm doing. I am doing the Iron Spider suit. This piece is nearly done. I'll probably scan it later today and start setting it up on my store. If you are an artist thinking about turning your work into wearable or sellable art, seriously, Printful makes it super beginner friendly. You don't need to be a big brand to start. Just start with one piece you love. I hope you guys found it easier with me explaining it, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I would personally love if you guys would comment what type of merch or designs that you would like to see in my shop. I am super curious because I don't know if you guys are wanting to see something like this, where I draw 4 different styles or characters. Do you guys want merch, or do you guys want posters? Do you guys want prints, or do you want original art? And I also want to let you know my 1 million subscriber shirt is coming out literally the day I hit 1 million subs. And it's the first merch I'm doing in over a year. After my 1 million subscriber merch drops, it will be only open to my audience for 1 week. After that, you're no longer going to be able to get the 1 million merch. So make sure to grab it if you want it, because there is a deadline. Now that this drawing's done, we got to redo the quadrant outlines, because it just makes your art look 10 times better when it's finished. If you guys made it this far, comment a fish emoji. And also, make sure to subscribe and like the video and turn on the notifications. See you all later, Morangatangs.